We're good.
Welcome to the Roundtable. Thank you, 1980, number one, for letting us host this on your channel. I am the host of the show, Dallas Cowboy Football News. Don't forget the other two dudes and gal. We got my Cowboys family and fifth quarter Cowboys. Thank you for your piece of your Saturday night, guys. Watching us, loving us, all because we love one thing, and that is the Dallas Cowboys. Top of that hand, guys, the Dallas Cowboys went and dipped in the second wave of free agency. They just signed George Iloka, Randall Cobb, Kerry Hyder, Christian Covington from the Texans, guys. Reactions. Fifth quarter Cowboys. Take it away.
Um, George Iloka, man, how you pronounce his name? I don't know much about him. When they signed him, I actually went back and checked some stuff. Did research, watched some old film. My brother said he's actually a fan of him. He said he's not your true bang bang type safety, but he said my brother said he's a smart safety, and he said he know how to put himself in position to make the right play. But I don't really know much about him, to be honest. I like the Christian Covenant sign. Like, we need that depth, man. With the guys we lost due to their personal issues they got going on, we definitely needed that. You know, I think the who else we signed?
Randall Cobb
Oh man,
and
yeah.
Kerry Hyder.
Man, you talked about Randall Cobb off camera. And you said how you love the signing. Big play guy if he can stay healthy. A spark in his offense, a well-known face in the football in the NFL, can give you trouble. Very good when he catch the ball. Yak is crazy. Holds onto the ball after contact. Doesn't get up limping like our previous slot guy. No shot at him, but you need a guy that can get back up and make a play after that and not catch the ball, get hit and limp off the field. So in the event that he can stay healthy, I think that'll be a big deal for us. You got Michael Gallup and Mark Cooper on the outside, for God's sake, and you put this guy in the slot with Zeke out there. Pick your poison, man, I'm I'm excited about those guys. And I can go on and on forever about Randall Cobb because he done some damage for us too. Against us also. So I mean, like I say, man, you can pick your poison when it comes to that. He's gonna get his offense the spark that it needs. We already started, picking up towards the end. Michael Gallup kind of started finding himself. Towards the end. Amari Cooper is Amari Cooper. We see what he can do to defenses, once he gets to going. Jason Witten back. I'm not happy about it. Do I think he'll make plays here and there? Absolutely. Still not happy about it. Probably won't be. He's back though. Randall Cobb can be a big addition to this offense, man. It's something that I think Dak Prescott will love. Like I say, pick your poison. You can't cover everybody. And the last guy, I don't even know who that is, so I can't speak on that. But those are my initial thoughts on our recent signings.
Awesome, awesome. 1980, go ahead, talk to your crowd that is watching you tonight and give me your reactions on these guys. Mr. Live.
What's up, everybody? First of all, I want to thank everybody for coming aboard. I've been busy with work this week and hearing the news and all this stuff, and been busy on other people's channels. Mark Holmes, I just got off with Law not too long ago. Was with Mark Holmes last night, matter of fact. Pretty much talking about not this situation. This is new news. We just found this out a couple of hours ago. It has been very quiet in Cowboy Nation. We've been silent killers. Cowboys have been methodically signing key components that we need to get past these two games that we're away from the Super Bowl. Iloka, I'm going to call him George because I don't want to butcher or disrespect anybody's last name like that. I'm just going to call him George. I always kind of look for the good in things. I'm not saying he's Ronnie Lott, Ronnie Lott, Steve Atwater, or the best safety in history. But I think it was a smart signing for the Dallas Cowboys. Just my opinion. What is he? 6'4", 225, 230. He has the length and the speed, and he breaks on the ball. My thing is, everybody that we've been signing, we've been talking to, meeting with, interviewing, going out to Subway, lunch, whatever they were going. These guys, I'm looking at their stats, and I'm not seeing INTs. He's probably the only one with probably the most INT. He had 9 interceptions, over 360 tackles, 36 or 37 forced fumbles. So that means he has some playmaker ability in him. He has some break on the ball ability in him. My philosophy is always, you turn into a receiver once that ball is in the air. As a cornerback, as a DB, period. We need guys. We need playmakers on this defense. I've said it over and over and over. And maybe this is the guy we're looking for. I don't know. I'm not going to say he's trash. I'm not going to say he's all world. We don't know yet until he steps on the football field under Chris Richard's scheme. I've seen highlights. He can play in the box. He can play outside. He's a good, good cover guy as far as safety is concerned. I think Chris Richard will mold him into being the ball hawk we need to be. He's a pretty good tackler. We've had problems with tackling on this team, especially in the secondary. Guys are there, but they can't wrap up. Fundamentals can, like I said on Law's channel about an hour ago, fundamentals can win championships. If you go back to basics and fundamentals, you can win a championship off of that. And it just boils down to that. We got to learn how to wrap up. We got plenty of guys that can step up, but best man for the job. We still got Xavier. Jordan. DJ just said Jordan Lewis might be gone. I don't know. That's to be determined. But I like it. I don't love it, but I like it. Depth. Put some fire into some other guys' butts. Make them work harder. Okay, cool. Best man for the job. It's all about difference making. It's all about making a difference, doing different things, bringing in other players. Trying to see if they can mold and fit the scheme that we're running, what Chris Richard is running and everything. So I like it. I hate to say it, but I kind of like it.
My Cowboys family: George Iloka, Randall Cobb, Kerry Hyder, Christian Covington. Reactions, thoughts, anything like that?
Yeah, we got some of that. So I know you have all these guys. We got to talk about them. I guess we'll touch over them real quick. But with George Iloka, he was with the Cowboys last year preseason. I don't know if you guys remember him. And then he ended up, being cut. Basically, we let him go. 6'4", like 1980 said. He is a big guy. But also little side note. He's from Boise State, just in case you guys were wondering. It's going to create competition in the strong safety position with Jeff Heath. That's the key. But he didn't beat him out last year. And that's my issue. I think that he's not going to push Heath to special teams. At least that's not the move that you're going to overpower Jeff Heath. All right. So we don't have our safety, in my opinion. Now, people saying, oh, he's going to replace Heath. He's probably not going to. Listen, give him a shot. The competition is important. But I don't see him taking over, let's be real, at the strong safety spot. On top of that, guys, a common misconception about George Iloka is that he's a strong safety. Yes, 6'4", big guy, but he actually played more free safety in his career. He has free safety snaps, 1,409 free safety snaps. He has box, slot, or line of scrimmage snaps. That means 8 in the box, lining up like a box safety, a strong safety. Only 730 snaps. So point here is, guys, he can play deep, a deep high safety, but that's the free safety position. So he's not necessarily made for what I think Cowboy Nation was hoping for. They might try to convert him into that. And again, I trust in Richard. We trust, but that's kind of my 2 cents on him. Just a quick first look. It's a 1-year deal, and again, that's important to these other guys you spoke about because they're all 1-year deals. Some of them are on their second year, like Joe Thomas, which I love to pick up on that, like Joe Looney. I love to pick up on that. And again, like the other guys, the guys we got from other teams, like Christian Covington, if he performs, he's going to get about $2.5 million. that means we need him.
Yeah, there's a few other one-year deals, like Cameron Fleming, where we have a second-year option where, again,
fantastic,
we can secure them for this cheaper price we got them at now at this one-year deal and kind of decide later on if they did well enough to sign them on again.
The example with Fleming is that he's got in 2019 on the cap, he hits us for $1 million. The $4 million comes next year if we want it. So we control that situation. It's a great situation. I think a lot of these moves have been, overall, I love the moves for the most part. Unfortunately, the George Iloka, I'm not crazy about. It does create competition, but don't expect him to take over anything. Randall Cobb, love it. DJ talked about that in detail. He's going to create so much more. He knows how to read blitzes. He knows how to read, defenses, and he knows how to get like the open window through the quarterback. He knows how to. He's a veteran. He knows how to do this as long as he stays healthy. It's worth the risk for the money. And Tavon, $1.38 million on the cap. Hell yeah, it's a re-sign for sure. We keep going on and on with these names. Terry Hyder, again, he's a guy, if he plays out of that injury situation he had with the Lions.
He could probably be the best pickup,
low-key pickup, yeah. He could be the Stephen Payo, Antoine Wood style, if he can make the team, get over the injuries. If he does, he can add some good depth, along with Christian Covington, who I like as well. He got 3.5 sacks with the Texans. I mean, he'd be third place on our team. And he played rotational, spot play. So he also can play end and play. He's more versatile. So anyway, I love all the moves pretty much that the Cowboys have made so far. George Iloka, not the favorite move for me, but we'll see what the Cowboys can work with him. In Richard, we trust. I mean, baby.
I think overall, most of these moves, again, they're good, they're great, but, there's obviously still, I still think we need exactly what we needed before, which is more defensive line help. We still need a safety, I think. I mean, I don't think that's changed. So, right. But outside of that, I'm overall happy with the picks because I think the Cowboys are being kind of smart, but obviously it's not like George Iloka is just another body, honestly.
In a way, it's kind of a camp body.
I don't really, that's what I'm saying. I don't see too much going on there.
We'll see. Competition is important, so that's good. But again, we don't have that big hitter because we're supposed to sign our own.
Yeah, so what do you think, DCFN, host of
the
night?
Thank you. Nice transition there, Miss Fiance. Why, thank you. I'm going to start with from when we started signing players to Iloka last. So Christian Covington, huh?
Turn your Wi-Fi off.
Turn your Wi-Fi off. Christian Covington, right? From Texas, played with the Texans. He's just right down the road with the college in Houston. And now he's a Dallas Cowboy. I think this is a great pickup. Terrell McClain 2.0, really a great run stuffer. If you look at the Rams last year, C.J. Anderson, Todd Gurley destroyed us. This guy right here is going to be clutch for us, stopping the run, just like how Terrell McClain did it. Then we look at Kerry Hyder. My Cowboys family made a great point. It could be a huge steal. I mean, this guy has some injury issues. Yes, he does. But if healthy, almost like who the guy I'm going to get to next, can really be a force for us, with David Irving leaving, retiring with the blunt, or Randy Gregory leaving but not retiring, still with the blunt. But let's go over here to Randall Cobb. Great defensive moves, though, by the Dallas Cowboys on those two guys. Randall Cobb, former Packer, he's destroyed us in playoff games. Let's not lie, guys. A fantastic move here by the Dallas Cowboys, bringing in what I'm calling an upgrade of Cole Bees. Mr. Souths tastes like crap. Go play with the Buffalo Bills. You want to throw shade on my Cowboys, too? What's wrong with you? You weren't a team guy anyway, you rapper. Remember, if there's no music, there's no football. So music's first in his eyes. So get out of here, Bees. We got somebody who loves football and wants to bring a championship to the Dallas Cowboys. Great pickup, Randall Cobb. Then we get the news of the day about an hour and a half ago. Breaking news, George Iloka is a Dallas Cowboy. Went on Twitter, and I said, Heath is going to win the job in training camp. It's not even an upgrade, and I stand by that. You look at the Minnesota Vikings defense, his previous team, and you look at the money he was commanding, which wasn't a lot. He wasn't a starter. He played 6 games or whatever. So they might already have their upgrade, or they might be looking to upgrade in Minnesota. I don't know. I don't follow them. Now you look at our defense, which I think is better than Minnesota's. And my Cowboys just brought up a point that he was with the Cowboys last year, but he got cut. What's the difference between last year and today? Nothing, right? It's not an upgrade. I like the depth of it, but Cowboy fans saying he's going to be a starter, it's an upgrade for Heath. You're tripping. And you watch my videos. I've been on Jeff Heath's case for many years, but past 2 years, Jeff Heath has shut me up. Boy's a baller. If it wasn't for him against the Oakland Raiders a couple of years ago, our season would have ended sooner than later. So Heath is a baller. He knows how to be where he's supposed to be. That's why he gets those timely interceptions. And I think Jeff Heath is going to beat out George Iloka for that starting position for a free safety role. Does anybody have any rebuttals?
Well, free safety, first of all, you mean strong safety.
Right, my bad.
Yeah, and the other thing is that I agree with you on everything except for that he's a baller. I think he still has to prove some more. That's what we've been looking for, a strong safety.
When I say baller, this is what I mean by baller. Versatile player, right? He's a baller on special teams, and he's quality help from that defensive back. I mean, he missed 19 tackles last year, but if he's missing like 19 tackles last year, 21, okay, that's even worse. But if he's missing 21 tackles, your linebackers miss something too. I'm just saying. Because if it's getting to him, it goes to your D-line, your linebackers, and then him. Maybe even your corner first.
Missed 15, second on the team, missed 15.
So, hey, the linebacker missed something too. I'm just saying.
What I want to say is I think we're still going to draft a safety, and the reason I say that is because only young safety we got is pretty much Xavier Woods. Jeff Heath been here a while. Kayvon Young, but Kayvon is really a special team type of guy. You know, he get in and down in the box and he do little things here and there. But Iloka 1-year deal. Jeff Heath been here a while, so I still think we're going to draft a young safety for the future. You know, I just think they playing pity pat right now and trying to get by because they trust that Chris Richard can pretty much coach anybody else, kind of like Marinelli can do with Joe Scranton. What's up? Kind of like boy. Oh, that's Joe. Oh,
that's Joe, boy.
Oh my God. Kind of like what Marinelli can do with the defensive line. I think that's why they I guess they're looking at Iloka kind of like, the big, tall guy, kind of like Cam Chancellor. By no means will I ever compare Cam Chancellor to Iloka, whatever his name is. But I think, what's up, Meticulous Cowboy? I think they pretty much playing pity pat right now until they get what they want. They didn't get the Earl Thomas. Eric Berry also said he wasn't looking for no home discount or no team discount or nothing. So I think the Cowboys are kind of playing it out and trying to find that one true strong safety that they're looking for in the draft. I don't think they're going to find that in free agency because a lot of these guys think they're better than they are, and they get cut from teams and think another team going to get them the big money they want. If you were that good, that team would have kept you and paid you. So I think we're still going to find our true strong safety. It's going to be a young guy in the draft, and I think Chris Richard going to, build him up to what we need in a strong safety.
DJ, that was a fantastic point. You talk about the guys they brought in. George Iloka was not their first choice. George Iloka was their third choice. Yes, they're going to be drafted as safety. It's a 1-year deal. You're not locked into anything with George Iloka. You still got quality depth in Jeff Heath. So I don't think George Iloka is going to make the team to that point, especially if they draft safety high. So all this hype about Iloka's our box safety, this guy, he's probably not even going to make the team. It's a 1-year deal, guys. Get over yourself. Quit tripping over your shoelaces. Here we go. Next topic at hand.
Agree.
Next topic at hand. Robert Quinn, guys. Miami Dolphin, former Ram. Cowboys had a visit with them by permission from the Miami Dolphins to come to the Star and have a little chit-chat, a little dinner. Rob Marinelli, Chris Richard, Wilt McClay. My Cowboys family, since you agree, what's your thoughts on old Robert Quinn?
Robert Quinn.
All right.
Maybe you want to kick this one off?
Yeah, I mean, so first of all, a really interesting thing about his contract is that he has basically like a no trade clause. So basically, unless he agrees to let a team see him and the Dolphins agree as well, can't really happen. So it has to be both sides have to agree there. So obviously it shows interest on Quinn's part at least. And, when it comes to these deals, kind of like the Tank thing, they're probably arguing or going back and forth over some kind of money or some kind of something, because is from everything we've heard, they've kind of already settled on a 4th round 2020 draft pick for now. So obviously that could change, but could be a 3rd.
I mean, the one thing they have settled on is a 2020 pick. It's not going to be a 2019 pick. So it's a 2020 pick. And again, this is all up in the air, but the big holdup is Robert Quinn in this deal. I personally think with the Gregory situation, with the unknowns of Taco, Dorrance Armstrong's still young, and not an excuse, but you got guys who can still move up in there, and of course Tyrone Crawford. We know the bar fight. We'll talk about that later. I don't think it's going to be more than a game, but the point is that, and again, he'll play inside, outside as well. Sometimes interior 3-tech.
Yeah,
I think that
actually,
we need someone.
Quinn actually lets us use Crawford where
back
he plays
inside.
Best inside.
And again, he could still play first down as a right defensive end. But we can have Robert Quinn as playing full time, right defensive end. No question, no more worries about is Gregory gonna make it the whole goddamn season. Is there going to be a situation where
is Taco going to come back?
He's going to have attitude
after his surgery, because remember he had surgery too, and the Cowboys. We haven't really heard an update on that, but it's a surgery that takes a little while.
And I'm not saying to quit on these guys, but I am saying this. When it comes down to getting someone who's who got a solid guy in there. For hopefully a decent price, where the Miami Dolphins going to have to eat some of the contract on this guy. So I think he's 11.3 or 11.7 is going to be owed to Quinn. That's part of the hang up on this too. So I think it's going to be how much of the Dolphins going to take the dead cap money and how much are we going to have to pay him. It's not going to be 11.7. It's going to be maybe $5 million out of that much. And then of course an extension, restructure, and then guaranteed money. This stuff takes a while. It's a lot of negotiations. So I think that is the reason why it's taking longer. I know that Robert Quinn's trying to spark up more interest from other teams, other suitors. So, of course, you have a bidding war. So that means it drives his price up. It's not happening yet. Not the Saints, not anyone. No confirmation on any team yet that we know of, that we've heard of. So as of right now, it looks like it's going to be, it's going to be the Cowboys or staying with the Dolphins for Robert Quinn. I think he wants out. So, we'll see. The Cowboys have right now, at this point of the game, I think they have the upper hand currently. Yeah. On the Robert Quinn situation. I personally like bringing him in, solidifying that front line. Of course, like DJ said about drafting a safety, that's what I think it's kind of teetering. It might be best player available, but that might just be a safety.
That's the point. I think the best player available at that point will be a safety,
hopefully.
And we clearly need a safety. But I think Robert Quinn allows us to do that as well.
Yes.
Because it makes the defensive line less of a priority. That's the whole point, right?
Right
now, the priority is the safety position.
And remember,
that's why I like bringing in Robert Quinn, and that's why I hope that the Cowboys and him can come to a final number. So
I was gonna say one last thing. The safeties in the draft have been dropping, and the projections have been dropping, not because they're bad, but because so many safeties went so high market value here in free agency. It's pushing the priority for some of these teams to go grab a safety earlier. Maybe they can wait to the 2nd, 3rd, or 4th round instead of getting those top-notch guys that might drop. One of them will drop to us at 58, and that's what I'm hoping for. Whether it's Rapp, whether it's Thornhill, whether it's Adderley, those are the bigger names. And then you have Abram maybe in the 3rd or 4th, but I think he'll be a guy that'd be more like a Iloka, like a challenging Heath, but probably take a year before he gets anywhere as far as a starter. Outside of that's kind of the way I look at the Quinn situation. I like the guy, baby.
No, I mean, that says pretty much everything, yeah.
Dallas Cowboy fan 1980, the host of the show tonight. Remember, guys, you are watching the Roundtable with Fifth Quarter Cowboys. My Cowboys family. I'm Dallas Cowboy Football News. Dallas Cowboy fan 1980, Robert Quinn. Reactions, thoughts.
All right, guys. My Cowboys family. See, this is why they're on my team, because they are the king and queen of breaking down and analyzing the financial part about it. See, they got the brains. I don't have that kind of brain power that they do, so I have other powers. But I want to talk about this guy's ability, why the Dallas Cowboys need to. I would really like to scout on the team. He's been in the league since 2011, played with the LA Rams and the Dolphins. He had a total of 255 combined tackles, 69 sacks. He's a guy that doesn't. I was watching his highlights. He's a guy that really doesn't give up on the play, and he's 6'4", so he has the length. If he doesn't get there, he can at least put his hands up and block the pass down. Very aggressive guy. He's a good guy that can really time the snap. He really kind of has to because he lacks the footwork, but he has the power to make up for it. So he really, really good at timing on the snap. This is a guy we kind of need in there, especially with going through the DeMarcus Lawrence thing and all that stuff and the Randy Gregory thing. I would love to have this guy on our team. That if we could sign him, I think we'd be done. That would be it for me. Everybody else we can draft. I'm not saying don't draft a defensive end or anything like that. Still draft a defensive end, still draft a safety. But I would be finished after this. I don't think there's anything we need to do. Everything else we could draft for. That's what youth is for. To coach these guys up. Dallas Cowboys need to start learning how to develop guys. And we got Chris Rashad now on his defense running the show. So there's no excuse there. We got so many weapons on both sides of the ball. We just need to plug in, like I said earlier, we just need to plug in some odds and ends. We were 2 games away from the Super Bowl. And we just need to plug in some odds and ends and to get over that hump. And coaching has a lot to do with it. We got to it's good to bring in guys. Nothing wrong with that, with the experience. You need a couple of old dogs in the yard to show the little dogs, little puppies what to do. But if we can draft somebody just as good, but young, hey, shit, go for it. But I think they need to come to some type of agreement with him. And I hate to say it, but also D-Law, they need to figure something out. They keep paying this guy $20 million a year off franchise tags. He's going to cut it. I don't think he accepted it, but we'll see. That's another topic on down the line. But that's my 2 cents on it, guys. Use it wisely.
Fifth quarter Cowboys. Robert Quinn.
Man, y'all know I'm a defensive guy, so and I follow the best. I don't care what team they on. I just love the sport, so I follow all the good, the really, really elite players that play the game at every position, and he's good. When they first brought his name, I was like, who? Then I had to oh yeah, that guy. Because when they said the Dolphins threw me off, I remember him being with the Rams. Man, I think that guy will bring to this team. When you see something, you be like, "There's something we missing." It's just something we missing right there. I don't like leaving quarterbacks untouched. I don't like for quarterbacks to go back after the game with their jersey as clean as it was when they first put it on. I don't like that. Like you that has to change. You won't get nowhere like that. That guy will bring something. You got Van Der Esch and Jalen Smith and Sean Lee whenever he's out there, who's already causing havoc in the area they in. You put that guy on that side right there with the DeMarcus Lawrence that's not being a diva about money on the other side. I'm not gonna say we unstoppable, but you can't just come in and think you're gonna run over us because if you doubling D-Law, you can't double him too. Because what do we send Jalen Smith with the blitz? He's that guy. He's that piece that we're missing. On that side of the field, we've been playing by committee. Randy Gregory ain't played ball in 2 years, and he came off with 6 sacks. It was good for him to get that, but it wasn't enough. And I was rooting for him. I always been rooting for him. I like Antoine Woods. Tyrone Crawford, he does what he does, man. Sometimes he shows up, sometimes he doesn't. But that guy right there could make a big, big, big difference on this team. I was trying to think of 2 old school guys that played on both ends on the same team, but can't come to mind right now. But I love that, man. I think
Tony Tolbert and Charles Haley.
I knew he was gonna give me one. I think the Cowboys are looking to probably come up off Jordan Lewis for that guy. Probably Jordan Lewis in a 7th-round pick. And I think it's worth it. I like Lewis. I know last year we had a debate about Jordan Lewis and Anthony Brown. I wouldn't want to let Anthony Brown go, but Jordan Lewis is a good player. He got good. He got good stuff on tape last year. He actually did the little time that they put him in. He got good stuff on tape. He saved. He pretty much got the game-winning ball versus the Saints. With the interception. I like Lewis, man. He can be a return guy for you. He could be a slot corner. He could be outside. I mean, he's all over the place, and I think that's a really, really good bargain the Cowboys can put out there. Probably Jordan Lewis in the 7th-rounder, and I wouldn't be upset about it. I wouldn't be upset at all because, man, you put that guy over there with what we already got out there. Like 1987, I don't want to say we're unstoppable, but man, you really have the game plan to try to move the ball on us, to try to have time in the pocket to throw. You won't have much. I tell you that. And when with the Christian Covington guy, I mean, like I say, man, if we get him with what we already got, it'll be hard for teams to get in. Maybe score more than 14 points on us. I'm just saying. So overall, I like it, man. I hope we can get him.
Robert Quinn. Man, this could be a huge move for the Dallas Cowboys going into this year with Tank, Quinn. Everybody already said that, but it's the truth. Wouldn't lie to you. With Jeff Heath, that strong safety, oh man, that'd be a beautiful thing. But everybody already said anything, so I don't want to milk the subject. But 5th quarter Cowboys, I'll let you go ahead and take off the next topic here. Tank Lawrence, do you pay the man or do you trade the man? What's your thoughts?
All right. I'm going to go around and ask everybody at this. Everybody, starting with you. Do you give Tank Lawrence what he wants and why?
Yeah, you give Tank Lawrence what he wants. And you want me to explain to it why?
Yes.
Guy is a ball-hawking motor of the defensive line. I seen DeMarcus Lawrence against the Houston Texans in a game that we did lose run from the line of scrimmage all the way about 40 yards to go make a tackle. That right there justifies what DeMarcus Lawrence is and what he means to this football team. That's why.
My Cowboys family, do you pay DeMarcus Lawrence what do you want? And tell me why, please.
All right.
First, maybe.
You may go first?
Yeah.
All right. I have limitations with Tank. And it's not because of the playoff game against the Rams. It has some of it to do with the maybe consistency. But I think 22 is the highest I would go, and that hurts my brain to say that. But 22 would be the highest I'd go. I would not give him whatever he wants. He doesn't get 26. No. I know it sounds like we're playing with a little $4 million, but no. I think a lot of it also depends on the guaranteed money. That's really the bigger. You give him anything you want, but the guaranteed money is where, and when it's placed, when it's given to him, is major parts of the deal. Now, for me, I like Tank. I think we need to have Tank there. I think he does. He's huge. He takes on double teams. They knew him from the 14.5 sacks a year, and he still got 10.5 with his torn situation in his shoulder. I don't like that he's using that in negotiations, even though that's his right, and even though that I see, as a human, as a man, you should, I can see that side of the equation as well. The owners getting their money, right? So Tank should too. So look, but what I'm trying to say is this: is that using Dallas Cowboy Football News just said that, that's the kind of guy you want. I remember he's done it a couple times, running 40 yards down the field, chasing after players. And that is a key thing about Tank that I love. But this situation here, I'm assuming he's putting it on the front office because he is now playing the game. And now do you want that kind of player on your team? My thing is this. I want Tank on this team. I say 22 is and I said 21 like a month ago. So I'm going up a little bit, but he's got the upper hand. 22 or less for Tank, and guarantee him whatever, in the front part of his contract, I would guarantee him more, 4 or 5 years, whatever. And then, get the surgery if he's going to do it, get it done now so he's back. You got to do it fast, 3 or 4 months at least. He's going to be gone for, almost training camp's going to start. So we're on that verge of having to sign him. On top of all that, the biggest reason is the star. Star is over everything. And the thing is this, the longer this drags out, it looks bad in the Cowboys front office. It looks bad that we don't keep our own players. What about Jalen Smith and Byron Jones and the future players and the Zekes and the Daks? Do they want to stay here when we treat our elite guys like shit? And then on top of that, does anybody from other teams want to come to us unless they're desperate or there's something special about, finishing the career here or something like that? I'm just saying, this is where I think this situation hurts the star over everything. So, if it comes down to it, you can trade them and get a first and a third to get through this faster and hurt the star less. Then that's kind of what I'm edgy to it. But if you get him signed, just sign us. I think the Cowboys know they want to sign him. It's just they're trying to play hardball, and it's going to backfire. So, baby, what do you think about that? I'm a little bit heated about this situation because it's not a set answer. It's kind of like fluid, but it bothers me that we have to play this game, both sides of this, the owner and the player. But that is football. And that's part of it.
I'm going to say something kind of funny, but when you play the Game of Thrones, you either win or you die. And when it comes to contract negotiations, Jerry and Stephen Jones aren't sitting there crying when they're lowballing Tank. So on one side, I do understand, but him, holding out on that injury just hurts him more in the long run. So that, decision really confuses me just because even overall as a bargaining chip, it loses its power every single day. And it seems surprising that anyone on Tank's side is telling him to hold out or whatever. So to me, this does seem a little personal. But outside of that, I think the Cowboys are just dumb and they're playing games, and this is bad management by the Cowboys. If their intention was never to sign Tank long term, when we tagged him last year, we should have traded him then.
Exactly.
Not done what we did this year. If our intentions were to sign Tank long term, we should have gotten this done sooner rather than later than extending it now, because now the Cowboys hurt themselves. We either trade away a player that's losing his value every day, because now we might not even get a first round pick for Tank if we try to trade him.
That's actually what I've been hearing.
Or, we keep a player that now if he has a surgery, we're looking at 3 to 4 months before he, of rehab before he can come back to play, which means missing OTAs, all that stuff, coming in almost at the beginning of the season.
At the brink of training camp. I mean, preseason.
That games. To me makes it to the point where the Cowboys are kind of stuck with keeping Tank because it's kind of the lesser of the two evils. And again, Cowboys, sign him now. You should have signed him yesterday. Figure out a guaranteed number that makes everyone comfortable, because I think around 21, 22 million should be the max.
Per year, but the guarantee is different. 60, 80,
I don't know, but the point is just get it done, Cowboys, because at this point you're going to end up with nothing instead.
Star over everything, baby.
1980. Do you pay DeMarcus Lawrence what he want? And if you think so, then tell me why.
I'm so tired of this. Let me tell a story real quick. If y'all don't mind, I'm gonna try to make it as quick as I can.
Go ahead, bro.
Back in high school, there was a coach named Coach Johnson. He was a defensive coordinator. And I was on varsity my freshman year. I got moved up. I played like 6 games, I believe, in freshman year. Then I got moved up. I think my brother had something to do with it because he was a senior and he was on varsity or whatever. But anyway, I could do nothing to please him. My 40 time didn't please him. My interceptions didn't please him. My special teams play didn't please him. Me going both ways some games when I got sophomore, junior season, later on in my high school career. Nothing pleased him. He was always talking bad. Jackson, you're this, you're that. You're not mean like your brother was. You're not. My brother was an offensive lineman, so he was a beast. when you get in players' heads, when the media, they pump this guy up. I like DeMarcus Lawrence. I mean, he's a good. We all know he's a wrecking ball. Not a consistent one, but he is. He is a guy that we need on the defensive line. Not a consistent one, but he is. Up and down seasons. He had a good season last year, year before, whatever. They need to go ahead and get this deal done. They're playing cat and mouse with this guy. Now, back to my story. If this goes when he had a T-shirt on, show me the money and all that stuff. When you steady pumping the guy up like that, and you let him know he's great, he's hearing good things about himself on the news and on the media waves and through social media and all this stuff. He thinks his boo-boo doesn't stink. So obviously he's going to want big time money, and maybe he does deserve it. $25 million, no. But they're paying this guy $20 million regardless a year. I mean, they keep throwing franchise tags on him. It's a mental thing. If you keep telling the guy this and this and that, he's going to think he deserves more than what he deserves. When I went back to my situation in high school, I always felt like I had to be 110% because to get my defensive coordinator, Coach Johnson's approval, I never thought that I completed my goal. He didn't make me feel like that. If you make a player feel like that, he thinks this guy, we haven't won in the Super Bowl in 25 years. You get what I'm saying? You can start asking for more money then, like Emmett did when we won our first in the 90s, 92. Emmett went back here. I got to hold out. I'm the highest. I'm the leading rusher. Touchdowns, yada yada yada. And Barry Sanders is the highest paid running back. Why am I not the highest paid running back? Emmitt Smith had a rebuttal because they won Super Bowls. You get what I'm saying? It's this young generation now, and I discussed this on Lyle's channel and Mark Holmes' channel yesterday and Lyle's today. It's a get paid first, win second. See, back in the day, Jerry Rice and Michael Irvin days, and all those great players, it was win first, then you get your money. You get what I'm saying? Now it's the opposite. They don't even have to win Super Bowls now. They're getting these big time. Hell, they don't even have to play. Look at Kirk Cousins and Garoppolo and whatever his damn name is. All these players getting these big time contracts without even winning a Super Bowl. So that's the trend now in the NFL. That's the style. That's the crave, like the new dance crave or something like that. And it's sad. They need to figure something out. Like my Cowboys family member just said, they need to figure something out because it becomes like, okay, we're playing cat and mouse. It makes our star look bad. And maybe they're negotiating something with Quinn behind our backs. We don't know. Hell, we didn't know about the George Iloka signing until an hour and a half, 2 hours ago. So maybe they're doing something behind the scenes that we don't. Maybe right now as we speak, they're doing something. I don't know. But they need to figure something out. And these players need to start consistently earning their money instead of it being a new style or I got the new Jordans or I got something like that. That's what it's turning into, But that's just my 2 cents on it, man. Y'all can use it wisely if you want to, but that's just my view on it. They need to go ahead and give him his money, not $25 million, but they need to somebody's got to give. It's a business, but it's a sport too, and you play to win. Go ahead and get your surgery so you can come back and whatever. Figure something out, Dennis. My bad.
All right. Here's what DeMarcus Lawrence need to make about $18 million a year. I'm gonna tell you why. See, here's the thing, right? When you never had a girlfriend and you finally get one, how she look really don't matter. That's how the Cowboys are. That's how Cowboy fans are, and that's one of our problems. Something that we never really had. When we finally get it, we'll just accept anything. Except it's been a long time since we had a defensive end that could bring us. Yeah, 18 mil. 18 mil is the set number. That's all I need to pay him. It's been a long time since somebody can bring us the energy that DeMarcus Lawrence brings us sometimes. And Cowboy Nation's just going crazy because they think we about to lose Lawrence Taylor or somebody, or they think we about to lose I don't know, whoever, pick your point. They think we about to lose DeMarcus Ware. Nowhere near it. So here we go. before 2017, never heard a peep from anybody about this guy. I knew he was because he's my team. I only knew him from the Detroit game where he fucked up once, then he got it back. Cool. 2014, he got hurt. 7 games. He played 7 games. 0 sacks. None. If we lose 10, we already lost Greg and Crawford. We'll be suspended from the start of the season. Thin on our D-line. It's not about losing Tank. It's about putting somebody there that can give the same production that he gave last year, which was only 10.5 sacks, which is typical for an average defensive end. Tank didn't do nothing elite last year. Let me finish my point. 2015, 16 games, 8 sacks. Pretty basic. I ain't gonna go into that. 2016, suspended. Now, Dallas Cowboy football news, the main one that frowns upon suspensions, whether it's PED, whether it's weed, whether it's whatever, if you like, he frowns upon it. He looking up his stats right now. He can't do this with me. You're right. He is a second-tier defensive end. Exactly. Good point. 2017, the big year. The big year everybody was talking about. Yeah, clap it up. Clap it up. I really want to pause and let you go right now because I know what you're about to do. Clap it up. 2017 is the big year everybody talks about. And 2017 blinded y'all so bad with last year, with the mediocrity that he gave us last year with those 10.5 sacks. What Tank Lawrence did last year was not elite. He did his job as a defensive end, and he deserved what a defensive end that does their job is supposed to do. He got 10.5 sacks. That's normal for a defensive end. Somebody said something on my live one day. They said elite defensive ends make an impact in the playoffs. Somebody tell me what he did in the playoffs. Because if I'm not mistaken, Jared Goff jersey was clean as it ever be. Now don't talk about being double, because I got so much footage. I got so much footage uploaded and ready right now to show you defensive ends that get double teamed and still get to the quarterback. All I gotta do is flip this camera and press play. I told you I'm extra loaded for you tonight. So don't talk about he was double. He had 2 people on him. I got 7 clips right now ready to play with defensive end with 2 guys on him that found a way to get to the guy. This guy got $17 million last year for his 14.5 sack. He got paid for his job. This year, he actually got more money for less production. That's $37 million. $37 million for 24.5 sacks. Now, 25. $37 million for 25 sacks.
I'm in the wrong business.
For 25 sacks. And we still having a dispute. He's still talking about it. Man, listen, he should be praying. He should be praying and thankful that he can look at his bank account, him, his wife, and his kids, and see $37 million. And he's been here since 2014 and only gave us basically 2 years of good production. And that's more than what Von Miller makes. And tell me Von Miller ain't better than DeMarcus Lawrence. Tell me.
I'm in the wrong business.
One is making his salary is like $13 million a year, and he ranked higher than DeMarcus Lawrence did last year. Now go ahead and talk about. I'm saying pay the man, but don't give this man who was more productive last year, DeMarcus Lawrence or Ezekiel Elliott.
Yeah. Stop.
Who was more productive? Tell me who was you got basic running backs and you got elite running backs. Ezekiel Elliott is an elite running back.
Yeah.
Over 1,400 yards last year. He overdid his job. We killed him. The Cowboys don't need DeMarcus Lawrence. They need a productive defensive end. Don't get stuck on the name. You get stuck on the work. Don't let the name fool you, man.
That's true.
Who was more productive, Ezekiel Elliott or DeMarcus Lawrence? Over 1,400 yards. Who was more productive? Hell, much shit as I give Dak Prescott, he was more productive than DeMarcus Lawrence in the Rams game in the playoff because he brought us back to end the game to 30-22. The same way he did a year ago when we played Aaron Rodgers in the playoffs, he brought it back. It was like 33-30 overall. Like, come on, man. Let's not play. Ezekiel Elliott, in my opinion, deserves the money. That was our workhorse last year. My Cowboys fan, we talked about it so much that Zeke was the MVP of this team. I know my Cowboys fan. I get it, but I'm just giving my opinion. Tank is out here weighing, I need my money.
Yeah.
Ari, $37 million walking around in a 27,000 square foot home. Brother, you are blessed by the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah.
It's guys on that team that wish they could make that money.
Somebody in his ear.
Now I'll say it again, and I'm gonna pause right now, football news, because I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna pause, but I'm not done. I'm gonna let you go. $37 million for 25 sacks. Brother, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, man. I don't know what you want, dude. So Ezekiel Elliott, over 1,400 yards, true workhorse, 151 yards. I'm gonna say that. Go ahead, football news. Go ahead.
Uh-oh.
Go ahead.
I'm glad we're talking. I'm glad you want to debate two different positions on an NFL football team. Two different positions on a football team. Okay, so topic at hand. I seen in the comment section. Yeah, I'm looking that. Okay, let me just go to the insult comment fifth quarter Cowboys made about Tank Lawrence. $18 million a year. That right there is a complete insult for a man who DJ brought up 25 sacks. Now, another comment said that Tank does not deserve Aaron Donald, or Khalil Mack type money. And then fifth quarter Cowboy wants to bring up Von Miller. Fifth quarter Cowboys wants to bring up the past of suspensions, which last time I checked, D-Law hasn't been suspended in a minute or three. All right? Now, you want to talk about production. Last 2 years, okay, when Tank Lawrence started making a home name brand for himself. Production. DeMarcus Lawrence, 25 sacks. Khalil Mack, 23 sacks. Aaron Donald, 21 and a half sacks. Von Miller, 24 and a half sacks. Last time I checked, a second-tier defensive end would not get more sacks than those three guys I just mentioned. Let me say the names again. Khalil Mack, Aaron Donald, and Von Miller. You're going to tell me a second-tier guy of name Tank Lawrence? An insult. $18 million a year, an insult. This guy, he could use the shoulder. He could use whatever he wants. Pay this man. He beat out three top-tier rushers in the National Football League with 25 in the last 2 years. He has more than a shoulder surgery to get paid. Come on, baby. My case is closed. You don't want to talk about Tank Lawrence and all these guys. He's not second tier. That's an insult. Khalil Mack, 23 sacks. Aaron Donald, 21 and a half. Von Miller, 24 and a half. Tank Lawrence, 25. Pay the man. Second tier, that's a disgrace.
Are you done?
Hey, DJ, fifth quarter, let me say something real quick, dog.
Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
This is why everybody in the comment section, we got almost 80 people watching. This is why I roll with these guys, because this is the type of positive energy that I generate my power from. My Cowboys family, fifth quarter Cowboys, Dallas Cowboy football news. If you haven't subscribed to them right now, listening to them go back and forth right now, you should. This is 24/7 with these guys. They know what they're talking about. They keep their ears to the ground, guys. I'm telling you, these are my boys. They know what time it is. This is my crew. I ain't even got to say nothing. I just got to sit back and enjoy. This is a TV show. This is better than Andy Griffin. This is better than I Love Lucy. This is better than anything. I can watch this all day long. This channel is why. It's for you guys, where your opinion matters and where their opinion really matters. Go ahead, big dog.
All right. Dallas Cowboy football news. You brought up he had more sacks than Khalil Mack and Von Miller.
And Aaron Donald. Let's not.
Aaron Donald.
The last 2 years, I did.
I'm gonna tell you why. When you look up the divisions, where are the best offensive tackles? Are they in the NFC? Never mind. I'll give you a breakdown. Let's talk about that elite season you talking about, 2017. You ready? I'm ready. Let's go. First game, right? I told you I was ready for you today. DeMarcus Lawrence, 1.5 sacks. 2017, just that 14.5 sacks. You know who he got that against? An undrafted guy. Undrafted. Second game against the Broncos, 2 sacks. You know who he got this against? 4th rounder, Allen Barber. Arizona, 2 more sacks. You know who he got that against? Josh Wilson, undrafted. The Rams, another sack. You know who he got that against? Darrell Williams, undrafted.
Oh, boy.
Green Bay Packers, his 8th sack. You know who he got that against? 6th rounder, 200 pick.
Oh, boy.
9th sack. You know who he got that against? Undrafted, Eric Manson. Oh, the Redskins, his 10th sack. You know who he got that against? Ty Nsekhe, undrafted. Kansas City, you know what? 0 sacks. Wonder why? Because he went against a 1st round overall pick and Eric Fisher. He didn't touch the quarterback. Didn't touch him. Atlanta got another sack. You know who he got that against? Ryan Schrader. You know why? Undrafted. Eagles, 0 sacks. You know why? Because he went against a 9-time Pro Bowler in Jason Peters. 0 sacks. 0. Redskins, 12th and 13th sack. You know why? Because he went against an undrafted guy again, Ty Nsekhe. Seattle, his 14th sack. He got that against a 4th rounder, Reese or whoever he was. So basically, what I'm telling you is, when DeMarcus Lawrence, he's rolling, he's rolling. Also, before I finish that, let me dispute your claim. I hate when people do this. You and a couple more YouTubers do this. Y'all talk about, oh, did you see DeMarcus Lawrence run after that running back? Let me ask you something, man. If I'm running on the highway or I'm running in quicksand, which one will be more successful on? The highway, because nothing is holding me down. So, of course, it's easy for DeMarcus Lawrence to turn upfield and chase a guy when nobody is stopping him versus him going against a tackle trying to get to a quarterback. Somebody's blocking him to not get to that quarterback. But when he's running up in an open field to chase a fucking running back, that's not hard to do. DeMarcus Lawrence is not slow. He lost like 15 pounds in the offseason 2 years ago to get his speed up. So running up an open field to get to a running back, it's not a hard job. Once you see the ball is gone from the quarterback, you no longer have to pursue him. So what are you saying? What are you saying? You're right, Tyrone Church. They are. They ain't have no choice. I get that. What are you saying?
Oh, you want me to talk?
No. I'm finna tell you. What do you? So when you said, did you see him running up that field? What else he's supposed to do? The ball is no longer in the person's hand that he's supposed to go after. He's supposed to turn around and go the other way. That's not extraordinary. That's his job. There's nothing elite about that. What I'm telling you, DeMarcus Lawrence is good. He's good, and I want to keep him. But if they trade him and got a 1st rounder, I wouldn't be mad. Would I be mad they gave him $22 million? You goddamn right. Because Ezekiel Elliott know damn well he deserved every penny that he got coming to him. So basically what I'm telling you is, dude, the money you think DeMarcus Lawrence going to get is not going to – like y'all think money make the player going to be better. February 28, 2018, the roundtable we did, go look it up. I said DeMarcus Lawrence will have less sacks than he had in 2017. And I was goddamn right because I knew it. I knew it, bro. I knew it. February 28th, I will give you the minute marker before this video is over. I said he's going to have less than 14.5 sacks, and he did. And I'm telling you right now, if we get that motherfucker $20-some million, bro, you understand Randy Gregory ain't played football in 2 years, and DeMarcus Lawrence only had 4.5 sacks to him. Now, before you say that's because of the pressure, that's because of the attention DeMarcus Lawrence gets, that's a goddamn lie. Because Randy Gregory still has a guy to beat. He still has a guy to beat. When Jalen Smith got that touchdown, what happened? Randy Gregory did not give up on the play. He ran all the way around that damn offensive line, got to him. What was DeMarcus Lawrence on that play? Never mind, don't even worry about it. But anyways, what I'm telling you is DeMarcus Lawrence is good, man. He's good. I'm not down there. But the money y'all think he's going to make is not going to make him a better player. When that son of a bitch start, at first you got to hit him, you got to choke a motherfucker out. Then when the sacks fell off, man, y'all know I'm playing with a fucked up label. Y'all know I need surgery. Y'all know my shoulder. Why we didn't hear that the game one? Why we didn't hear that game one? Why we get to the excuses now, man? Don't get me wrong. DeMarcus Lawrence was doubled a lot. He was held a lot. So was every other goddamn elite defensive end in the damn game. You got to adjust. You got to make different. Bro, all he got is the fucking little scheme that he do with Malik Collins. It's nothing special, man. Tanks get double teamed. They all get double teamed. But I got 7 clips ready to play right now of other defensive end getting double teamed and still finding a way to be effective. I don't care what you say. You can go back and watch that Rams game. There's no reason Jared Goff should have left with a clean goddamn jersey. Or there's no reason we went up there with Andrew Luck and he left with a clean goddamn jersey. That's not elite. Somebody said on my damn channel, elite defensive ends show up in the playoffs. And you can have the flow.
Okay, and now I know my Cowboys family hasn't talked on this subject, but hey, DJ, those stats. I mean, I know you don't want to interrupt, but can you pick up that piece of paper for me real quick?
I ripped it.
Oh, you okay? Can you send those 2 rips to me so I can wipe my ass with it? Hey, 1980, I got a question for you. Fifth quarter Cowboys brought up everybody. You know that Tank was against and how he got those sacks and all that stuff, right? You're a football man. I played football. 1980. Let me ask you one question, please. Are you as good as the men in front of you? Yes or no?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. And that piece of paper where he brought all these names and undrafted players and all this stuff, were they starters of fifth quarter Cowboys?
Yeah, I get his point. I really do.
Can I rebuttal that? Or you want to keep talking?
No, I asked you a question, fifth quarter. Were they starters?
Can I rebuttal with can I fully
rebuttal? Hold on. Let me talk. Were they starters?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Back to you, 1980. So let me just make sure I get this question right one more time. Are you as good as the man in front of you in the game of football?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Oh, okay. Do you know who else was undrafted? Tony Romo. He was undrafted. Okay. You know who else was undrafted? Man, there's just so many players in the Hall of Fame that went undrafted. So I don't know why fifth quarter Cowboys is acting like undrafted players are the bottom of the totem pole in the National Football League, because there's a lot of undrafted players that play football in the National Football League. But I'm glad you brought those stats up and all these fourth round and undrafted guys, right? Because like 1980 said, he's a football guy. You're as good as a guy in front of you. Then you want to talk about his effort. What is he supposed to do? That's his job. Go run 40 yards down the field and make a tackle. Okay, so as a defensive end who probably weighs over 320 pounds, 19, I might need your help on this one too. Running down the field. Okay, 260. Oh, wait, wow.
He's 260.
Okay. 260. I mean, that's still a lot of weight. Okay.
No, it's not. No,
so
it's not.
260, 1980, the National Football League, running 40 yards and still having 4 quarters to play. Are playing 4 quarters plus all that damn running he's doing. He's not a running back. Running backs are at 260 pounds. Is that a lot of fatigue on a player? 1980. Is that a lot of fatigue on a player to even show that kind of effort?
Yeah, I mean it can be. Yeah, it can.
Pardon me. He's 251.
Okay.
He's 251.
Okay. So 251. Is that still a lot of fatigue of a player that starts for you?
Do they got timeouts?
Okay. But how many? Hey, 1980s, because I don't think DJ knows the rule of football.
No, I need you to talk to me. I need you to talk to me.
How many timeouts do you get 1980 in the game of football?
You get 3 in the first half and 3 in the 6.
Oh, so we're gonna waste a timeout for a guy to catch his breath that's running 40 yards down the field to go tackle somebody. Okay. Well, shit, the rule of football must change over the course of the year, because shit, I'm tripping. And I'm standing at the same time. I don't know what I'm doing. Okay. Go ahead, my Cowboys family.
Yeah, no, I just want to say a quick 2 cents real quick. No, because I'm enjoying this.
You got 2 whole pennies on this subject? Man.
2. No. What I was going to say is that, he does play. Tank always goes against the lesser tackle. We can all agree on that, right?
Exactly.
The right side is the left side is your blind side. Of course, if you're a left-handed quarterback, that could be different. But so you're always going to go against lesser competition as the left defensive rushing edge end, whatever you want to call it. So I do think also Tank does a great job in the running game, stopping the run. He great amount of tackles for loss. He is disruptive. I'm just saying. I'm just throwing it out there for the chat because I see both sides of this. You guys are making great points, and that's what this is about. On all these channels, everyone hopefully subscribe. But this is, it's not fighting; it's discussion. Whether we agree or disagree with each other, obviously we don't. Nobody's gonna 100% agree or disagree, but the points are being made. Some I agree with, DJ. Some I agree with DCFN. Some I agree with 1980. So. And I think Cowboy Nation feels the same way. It's good that we have this kind of interaction discussion. Even though it is passionate.
I ain't done yet either, DJ.
From a real place, and everyone's making great points. So go ahead, man. Let you guys have the floor back.
Okay, thank you. And I forgot what the frick I was gonna say. Damn.
I can go right.
Let me say something real quick. Big
go ahead, bro. Go ahead. Take your time.
Y'all both got points. I am not arguing. You got points. You got good points, man. Good solid points. Even people in the comment section got good solid points. Yeah, he was double teamed. That all those things exist. I don't think he could help who lined up in front of him though. That's one thing. I get what you're saying though, DJ. The quality of player that was lined up in front of him to stop him from getting in there the talent was, but they're all professionals too on the same token. But I get what you're saying. I think that it's the consistency with Tank. A lot of people are kind of iffy about that. That's just my view. But y'all go ahead, man. Y'all go ahead.
Okay, and to wrap up my point here. Fifth quarter Cowboys got 7 magical, majestic clips to show other defensive ends beating double teams. Oh, my God, DJ, don't do this to me. Don't shut me down. Other guys beating double teams. But I got a question for you. Do you got film of Tank Lawrence beating double team? I bet you don't. Go ahead. Take the floor.
All right. My final point is the only place we part ways is the money. DeMarcus Lawrence is good. But don't confuse him with elite. He's not elite. He's not elite. He's a very, very, very good athletic defensive end that got himself in shape. He got down from 280 something back in 2016. He's down to 251, 6'2", 6'3". So he's more athletic than he was. His hands are quicker. But like I say, we only part ways with the money thing. Fans, not you, but fans seem to think money is going to equal better play. And it's just not the case. It's rarely the case. Only a few guys get their money and level up. DeMarcus Lawrence got $17 million. That's pretty much a little bit over $1 million a game last year. And for 14.5 sacks, he got 10.5 sacks, and they offer him $20 million. That's $37 million. D-Law, I'm not in your pocket. I'm not in your family. Brother, I don't know what you got going on. But don't throw out that I got to feed my family thing with $20 million, man. QB pressure could cause turnover. QB, you got to get there first. Andrew Luck and Jared Goff left what they put them right back on the hanger because they didn't get touched. Anyway, and that wasn't just DeMarcus Lawrence. That was a whole defensive effort. But since we're talking about him, like I said, we only part ways when we talk about the money. I can't agree with paying that man that type of it just doesn't make sense. He hasn't been consistent enough. And yes, I gotta bring up who he went up against. Because when he went up against guys that equaled him or guys that really got paid for what they did, he didn't do nothing. He disappeared. I saw him get handled. I saw him get handled by Jason Peters. I saw him get handled by the guy up in Kansas, the first round or the first overall pick. So yeah, he can't help who's in front of him, and I don't give a damn. I don't care if they could put Eric Flowers in front of him.
DJ, my question is, what do you want to do then with the situation?
Well, here's my thing: if the Cowboys can't come to a reasonable price, offer a trade, try to trade him, because 10.5 sacks, we can find that.
But here's my question for you though, DJ, because again, every day that goes by, I mean, obviously if we don't want to sign him for that money, it's the interest that other teams are going to have. We're not going to get a first round pick Whoa.
Sorry.
Ooh. From what we're hearing, we're not going to get a first-round pick for Tank. So are we willing to settle for a second-round pick? Are we willing to settle for trading him for that? And what is the answer then if we're not going to have Tank there? Like you said, who are some people that we could bring in or you know?
What's the next plan B?
Yeah, are we drafting a second-round Tank replacement?
You got to remember.
There, you know?
You got to remember, if we do let him walk, you know, there's another D-Law out there somewhere, but we have to develop him, and that's a process. It's not going to come in. Nobody's going to come out of college, especially on that line, dealing with because you're dealing with grown men on that line, on that offensive line, trying to get around those tackles and guards and the guys swinging around to come double team you and all that shit. But you got to develop guys. It takes time. It takes years to develop another D-Law. So that's the thing that we have to kind of be concerned about just a little bit as Cowboy fans. And I'm just being realistically. I'm not saying, oh, we got to keep him. We need him to survive. You know, no, we don't. I mean, life can go on without anybody, without D-Law. Well, that's what we're talking about now. But you got to remember, we have to. And I know you got to, DJ. I know you got to rebuttal to this, but just my opinion, you gotta develop a young and up and coming guy coming out of college.
Yeah. Like I say, I'm thinking about the team. I'm thinking about the Dallas Cowboys, the star. I'm not thinking about one goddamn player. I just can't do it because
True.
it takes more than one player. Paying DeMarcus Lawrence $25 million or $22 million ain't gonna win us a Super Bowl. We need this offense to be on point. We need Kellen Moore to be better. We got to make sure Zeke is healthy. We got to make sure Zeke get his money. You know, Jerry Jones said Dak Prescott is his guy. We got to pay him. You know, DeMarcus Lawrence is not the engine that drives this train. He's not. He's just a piece under the hood like all the rest of them. You know, every Cowboy player makes up a piece of this engine. You know what I'm saying? And parts are replaceable.
Yeah,
like you said, it's not hard, it's not easy, but I think it can be done. Bill Belichick doesn't sit around scratching his head worried about if can he pay a defensive end $25 million or not, because he has a game plan that's going to work. Yeah. Tom Brady didn't do nothing special in the Super Bowl, but he won because of what his coach is able to do.
Yep.
He didn't do nothing special. He just was able to win because of what Belichick is able to do. And I think that's also a big part of this damn team, coaching and all that shit, every damn part. So I'm not going to sit here and focus or scratch my head or worry about losing DeMarcus Lawrence when I know this team is made up of 53 guys and 46 get dressed every goddamn Sunday. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to sit here and scream, pay the man. They trying to pay him. They trying to hand him $20 million cold cash. Mm-hmm. That's paying the man. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Let's give him $20 million and see what he do this year. Yeah. Don't just guarantee him money right now. The guy's already been a diva. He's been a diva since he got the 14 sacks. He's been as soon as he got those 14 sacks, he became a diva, man. Let's not go overboard and say pay the man. $20 million is paying the man. We paid him 17 last year. Give him the $20 million and see what he does do for you this year. If you come up with something after this, but it's just hard. We don't have what a lot of these teams have in the cap, man. We still have 1,000-yard rushing running back. We still have a quarterback who Jerry Jones really believes in. We still have two of the best linebackers in the NFL, and Jalen Smith is coming up soon to get paid. And you damn sure got to pay linebackers. DeMarcus Lawrence is not the engine that drives this damn train, man. He's a piece. He's a part.
Yeah, that's
like
true.
I say, man, you can't pull your hair out screaming, pay the man. If $20 million,
my hair already out.
If $20 million ain't paying a 10.5 sack defensive end, goddamn, the NFL done show change, man. All I'm saying is he's good, but that type of money with the problems we got, and we got good problems. We got Ezekiel Elliott and Jalen Smith good problems, and Dak Prescott, you know? So I'm just not that excited to pay a defensive end who everybody seems to think he's just off the charts with his play last year. Just go look at the film, man. That's all I got to say. And I'm through with that topic.
About your closing statements, where can they find you, Fifth Quarter?
Wait, real quick. Hey, one last thing, guys.
Go ahead.
Sorry, but we're hearing that most teams not going to even take a trade for him because Miss Scouting Pro and some other people are saying
everyone knows he needs surgery, so you actually can't trade Tank.
Yeah, it's a situation where it's going to be tough to even trade him, or maybe it'll definitely lessen his value. So
that ain't good for us neither. Then
no, and that's what I'm saying. But
like I said, we're kind of stuck here. We're kind of screwed. We are stuck in a situation where if this was really how the Cowboys felt, like you said, DJ, and after whatever we saw, we still had doubts or hesitations about his production. We should have tagged and traded him last year. Now we're stuck with him, is what I'm saying. And because of the market value, even though, I think rightfully you bring up a lot of points about how he got his production and what he's actually should be valued at. But the reality is that the inflated market value makes him bigger. And that's the thing that sucks the most because now we're stuck paying him something that he might not deserve because we're in between a rock and a hard place.
Or we let him go for something less than he's probably worth.
And we take a hit that way either way. So we're kind of screwed in that sense.
Great points, though.
And of course, the cherry on top with this whole surgery thing and everything else. So that pretty much kind of wraps everything up.
The dude has been a big diva. He said, if you don't pay me, I'm not going to have a surgery. Like, what?
Yeah.
So your bargaining is your surgery. You putting your whole team who you swear you love, the Hot Boys, a possible Super Bowl on hold because a $20 million check isn't enough for you, and you will hold out on fixing your body.
His career too.
Not just the team, but whoever he plays for. You got to get that surgery for yourself. I mean, this is your job.
He's been a diva. He's been a diva already, man. You're only worth 17 last year and 20 this year. What's the problem? What's the problem?
That's why I say you just can't scream, pay him. I agree with you guys both made great points. All you guys made great points. So I think we all learned a little something tonight. So go ahead, man. We didn't mean to cut you guys off and like that.
But yeah, my channel, Fifth Quarter Cowboys on YouTube, man. That's where y'all can find me.
My Cowboys family.
Another good show.
My Cowboys family. Closing statements. Where can they find you?
Yeah, guys. No, again, thank you for having us on here. 1980. Guys, make sure to go sub it up to everyone here. Thanks for joining us. We're live every day. You know where to find us at My Cowboys Family. And never forget the number one thing.
Forever, guys. Number one. Go Cowboys, baby. Let's do it. I'm ready to play now.
All right. And then I want to let 1980 goes out to close out his channel. So I'm going to go ahead with my closing statements on Tank Lawrence. NC's biggest Cowboy fan said it best. You take away D. Lawrence and you let me see where this defense is. I'll wait. He is a big part. Yeah, you got Jalen Smith and you got LVE, Cheeto Bay, all these guys. But defensive end, no matter where they play, if they can get to the quarterback, if they can cause pressures, that helps the DBs, that helps the linebackers out. It starts up front. It starts in the trenches. Football guys will tell you games are won in the trenches. That's where D-Law plays, is in the trenches. And hell, he has every right to make sure he gets paid to feed his family, as DJ hates him to say. He's beat out 3 top shelf defensive players that get sacks. He has every right.
Don't say I hate him say pay his family. That's not what I said.
Well, I can't tell.
I said $20 million can't feed your family. That's what I said. I said
anyway,
20 million. Come on, man. Don't do that.
As my closing statements end here, 1980 brought up a good point earlier. I mean, you just take away a Tank Lawrence and expect everything to be good, fine, and dandy. Because it's not. I mean, at the beginning of the show, when we talked about Robert Quinn, we had Tank Lawrence tied to Robert Quinn's name of how dangerous his defense could be. That right there tells you how valuable Tank Lawrence is to this football team. Dallas Cowboy Football News on Facebook, Dallas Cowboy Football News on YouTube, DCF News 1 on Twitter. And if you're man enough to talk X's and O's, slide in my DMs like a hoe. 1980.
Hey, these are my people, man. This is who I roll with. This is every Saturday. This is why we do it. This is why it's live. This is what we do. Cowboys talk. No drama, no negative. Everything is strictly about Cowboys where it belongs. Nobody gets personal. We don't need to do that. We don't disrespect each other. This ain't that type of party. This train is all positive about the Cowboys. Everything that we talk about, everything that we say is not set in stone. It's not in the Bible. It's all about opinions. In my channel, as well as Cowboys Family, Fifth Quarter Cowboys, Dallas Cowboy Football News, especially my channel, is where your opinion matters. Everybody's opinion matters as a Cowboy. That's what we need to figure out. That's what we need to. That's how we need to be as a Cowboy Nation. We need to. Everybody's opinion. Everybody has a good opinion. Some people have bad opinions, but they matter. You get what I'm saying? Good or bad. That's why live streams are great. You can collab. You can talk with different people. Hear different people's thoughts. My opinions aren't always right. Sometimes I got to hear somebody else's opinion, see what they say. That's the way life is. That's why you have conversations out in the world and things like that, etc. You talk to different people, getting opinions on things. You know, some people think $2.50 is high on gas. Some people think that's just right. You know, you just never know. You know what I'm saying? The world doesn't revolve around me. There are other people out there that are doing the same thing, fighting the same battle in Cowboy Nation. So if you haven't subscribed to these guys' channels, please do. I want to thank y'all once again for coming aboard the mothership of Jabroni Productions and riding this train. And thanks for taking time out of your Saturday night. I know y'all probably got things to do and kids to feed and, you know, spouses to satisfy or whatever. But this is what we do, man. And one last thing, make sure you stay cowboyed up and prayed up because you never know what the day is going to bring you. Holla back at your boy. I'm out.